first one is from the 16th. The 16th, the court denied the group of companies Lesta Games a public hearing in the case. On May 15th, the Tagunsky District Court in Moscow held the first hearing in the case of Malika Katazev, the owner of Lesta Game Group of Companies. A month ago, the top manager was accused of extremism. The hearing was conducted in a closed format, despite the request from the developer of World of Tanks and World of Warships for an open hearing. Well, that's always a really good sign of how transparent the current Russian government is when the accused wants it to be public, and the ones that are levying the case wants it to be held in secret. So obviously, very, very clean court order happening here. The official Telegram channel of Lesta Games, the group of companies, stated that the case does not contain documents with confidential data, and they have nothing to hide. Furthermore, they are aware that the investigation has attracted public interest, and many people would like to follow the proceedings. Nevertheless, the court supported the Russian Prosecutor General's office motion for a closed format. Wow. Justice is always found behind closed doors, truly. Lesta Games also clarified that what essentially took place was a preliminary discussion with the court. The main hearing will occur later. According to Katazev, during the discussion, the court requested additional documents, which a group of companies will definitely provide. He reiterated that he considers himself innocent. Well, I mean, considering that fucking accusations are complete horseshit, it's pretty obvious that he's innocent to this. Recall that in mid-April, the court seized the three main legal entities of Lesta Games at the request of the Russian Prosecutor General's office. It later became known that the agency seeks to confiscate the group of companies in favor of the state. So this was 16th. And then we have on the 20th, Lesta Games and Astrum Entertainment made it into top 100 largest technology companies in Russia. Surely a coincidence that just as this company is growing in size, the government wants to seize them because they're extremists. The list also includes game developers. Among gaming companies, Lesta Games performed the best. As previously reported, it earned 35 billion rubles last year. According to Smart Ranking, this is 821.1% more compared to 2022. The amount earned allowed Lesta Games to secure the 28th spot on the list. Another gaming company on the list is Astrum Entertainment, which is much lower on the list, taking 93rd place. So, it should be noted that Lesta Games is currently at the center of a loud controversy. In April, the Prosecutor General's office of the Russian Federation accused its owner, Malik Katazev, of extremism and sought to seize the company in favor of the state. Aye. Surely these are all coincidences. At the same time as they're getting record profits and breaking into top 100, they're apparently extremists. And then the finest news article. No, it's still not the finest. Okay, here's the 21st. So, what, 4 days ago? The court hearing for the Lesta Games group of companies will take place on May 27th. So, first full-fledged hearing. So, upcoming Tuesday now. This upcoming Tuesday is when it's going to happen. It is reported that the hearing, like the preliminary hearing before it, will be held in a closed format. This is despite Lesta Games requesting the process to be made public, but the Russian Prosecutor General's office persuaded the court to keep it closed. Of course they did. It is noteworthy that the interval between the preliminary hearing and the main session is only 12 days. We don't have time for evidence, Tovarich. We don't want an open court. We want a slam-shut case. God bless. According to Lesta Games, this is a very short period. It is a really short period. During this time, they must prepare additional documents requested by the court, proving that the group of companies has long ceased to cooperate with wargaming. Earlier, Katazev stated that if the court satisfies the claim of the Russian Prosecutor General's office, Lesta Games will be transferred to the ownership of Rosimushestvo. And what will happen with that after is unclear. Currently, all three legal entities of the group of companies have their assets seized. Bro, fuck, this is such a fucking kangaroo show. It's complete circus. It's pretty fucking obvious what's happening. And here's the finest one. Oh no, this was 22nd. IT associations have asked Putin to protect Lesta Games from forced nationalization. A letter was sent to the president of the Russian Federation. Yeah, he'll surely, yeah, he sure doesn't want any corruption in his state. Holy shit. Requesting his attention on the investigation concerning it. It was signed by the three leaders. Yeah, okay. That's gonna do a lot. Note that although the accusation is unproven, three legal entities of the developers have already been seized. Additionally, the Russian Prosecutor General's office has demanded transfer the entire Lesta games to the state. Such a situation is deeply concerning to the association. They fear that the initiated investigation might just be a pretext for redistribution of economic assets and forced confiscation of property. In Russia? They would never redistribute your assets. What are you talking about? That sounds crazy. No, not in Russia. They wouldn't do such a thing. The state wouldn't take your hard-earned stuff and fucking give it to their cronies? No way. The associations are convinced that if Lesta Game is indeed nationalized, its business will collapse. Employees of the group of companies are already resigning en masse. Holy shit, okay, this is the first thing I've heard about what's happening at Lesta. According to the authors of the letter, since mid-April, over 200 key specialists have submitted resignation letters. Many others, up to half the staff, could follow if Lesta Games loses in court. Ultimately, a lack of personnel would adversely affect the quality of the games and deter gamers. Oh, bro, holy they're so desperate for money, they're about to fucking destroy Lesta. Holy shit, they're so fucking desperate for money, they're about to cook. This is the first I've heard of what actually is happening at the office. All of this has been kind of like general, but this is the first time I've heard what's happening behind the scenes. Simultaneously, the forced transfer of ownership rights on a private IT company will undermine trust in the institution of private property and the stability of legal regulation in the economy under Russian jurisdiction. Why did I have such an issue saying that? It's funny how some words I just get stuck on them in English. I think it's because I read the letters somehow in Finnish or something, and then the translation happens and it just becomes difficult, resulting in the outflow of entrepreneurs and capital abroad and negatively impacting the investment climate in the Russian Federation as a whole, concluded the authors of the letter. A full court hearing of the Lesta Games case is scheduled to take place in less than a week, on May 27th. But yeah, no, that's actually crazy. That's crazy. 200 already submitted resignation letters. Jesus. You can take your use my diction crap and cram it up your ass. Thank you. And then what is this? By court order. That was the old one. That was the old one. So this is the latest news. So they're begging, like this whole trying to tell Putin. It reminds me of that German saying, "If only the Führer knew." If only Putin knew, he would never let this happen. If only the Führer knew, he would never let this happen. Poor bastards have no idea what's happening, but that's fucked. Oh, if it's probably gonna get seized. The fact that they're refusing to open the court hearings and they want it closed and they're trying to speedrun it, getting this in 12 days, which is an insane amount of time to prepare for a case this size. 12 days, like holy shit. Keeping it closed and the fact that people are already leaving, they're probably going to take Lesta by the looks of it. They're going to take Lesta and people are going to quit and the company is going to fucking collapse. And you know it all ties back to this. Them making a shit ton of money. That's what it ties down to. Wenn der Führer das gewusst hätte. Yeah, exactly. Once the Führer hears about it. It kind of reminds me of that. God damn. Well, now we know what's happening at Lesta. Russian government is continuing with their seizing operation. Lesta employees are resigning at fucking record speeds. they've been begging to open the courts and make it a public case because it's getting a lot of it's getting a lot of visibility in Russia, despite their actions to tell bloggers and stuff to not talk about it. Like they went when that happened, they went out to tell a bunch of Russian bloggers and YouTubers and stuff, or whatever VK, whatever channel they have, to not like discuss it, not make not make vids on it and stuff. But it's still gotten out and it's still drawing a lot of attention. So now they want it behind closed doors and as quickly as possible over with. So it's pretty obvious that the court's decision has already been made, and what we're watching right now is the circus.
Engine boost activated.
The really wild thing is we'll know on Tuesday. On Tuesday, I think we'll probably I don't know how quickly the article we'll check the site on Tuesday, see what we find out, but I guess next week we'll know what's gonna happen to Lesta. If the government seizes it, which seems very likely, it's also extremely likely that the company is gonna, well, I'm not sure it's gonna collapse because they will try to keep milking the cow, but the quality of the patches from that day on are gonna be like dropping like fucking rock.